All right, let's just get right into it. If you're a high-stakes professional here in the South Bay, a litigator, a wealth manager, a top broker, and you feel like your old marketing playbook just isn't working anymore, you are definitely not alone. There's a huge shift happening right now, and your potential clients, they're looking for a totally different kind of signal before they'll even think about having a conversation with you.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. See, it's not enough anymore to just be a quiet expert with a fancy website. In today's market, if people can't see your face and hear your real, unfiltered voice, well, you might as well be invisible. Trust is the new currency, and you just can't build it with plain text.
It's so frustrating, isn't it? You spend all this time crafting the perfect email, you've got a polished LinkedIn profile, and what do you get back? Crickets. The reason isn't that you're not good at what you do. It's that the very methods you're using are now setting off alarm bells for the modern B2B buyer.
Which brings us to the core of the problem, what we're calling the 2026 trust deficit. Look, by then, your ideal client will have been so swamped with AI-generated text, slick corporate ads, and just generic blog posts that their internal BS detectors are going to be on high alert. They've literally built up an immunity to traditional marketing.
This really shows you the split. Buyers today see that old marketing stuff not as professional, but as a potential trick. They are desperate for authenticity. They actually want to hear the ums and the ahs because it proves there's a real human thinking in real time, not just some robot reading a perfect script.
So, how in the world do you bridge this massive trust gap? The solution is to create a direct, human signal that just slices right through all of that noise. And we're talking about a strategically deployed video podcast. It serves as undeniable audio-visual proof of your competence.
And this right here is the mindset shift that changes everything. The goal isn't just to get a lead. It's to earn trust, but at scale. Because when you generate trust first, the leads that come in are warm, they're educated, and they already believe you know your stuff. The sales cycle gets way shorter because the hardest part, the trust building, is already done.
Now, this is the psychological engine that makes the whole thing work. It's called parasocial interaction. When a prospect watches a few hours of you breaking down their exact problems, they start to feel like they actually know you. That initial stranger danger that kills most sales calls, it just vanishes. They're not calling a stranger, they're calling the expert they just spent 3 hours learning from.
This slide really breaks down the difference between just telling people and actually showing them. I mean, any company can write "we're the experts" on their website, but can they sit down on camera and, off the cuff, dissect a complex local issue like a new zoning law in Torrance? That is undeniable proof of competence, and it's exactly what high-value clients are looking for.
Okay, so let's get into the mechanics of this. A video podcast isn't just making content, it's a system. It's a machine that's specifically engineered to build trust, filter for the right clients, and then deliver them to your door ready for a real conversation.
So the journey starts with these short, punchy clips on social media that make people stop scrolling and create awareness. From there, you funnel the interested folks to your long-form episodes where you build that deep credibility. By talking about their specific problems, you create relevance, which finally leads to a prospect who has genuine intent and they book the call with you.
And here's a really powerful strategy inside this system: account-based podcasting. Instead of cold calling your dream client, you invite them to be a guest on your show. This just completely flips the power dynamic. Suddenly, it's an honor, not an interruption, and it triggers this powerful psychological need for them to return the favor. And believe me, this isn't just some nice idea, it gets real, tangible results. On average, a staggering 10% of guests on an account-based podcast will become customers. Why? Because you're building a real relationship first, in a collaborative space, long before a sales pitch even enters the picture. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds like a ton of work, but it's actually incredibly efficient when you do it right. A single recording session can be chopped up and repurposed into an entire month's worth of marketing assets. We call it the one-to-many framework. It creates omnipresence, making sure your ideal clients see your expertise everywhere, which just compounds that trust over time.
Of course, the biggest roadblock for any busy professional is the time and the technical headache of production. This is where a dedicated walk-in studio comes in. The whole point is to use an infrastructure that's designed to remove 100% of that technical friction, like the setup at Voxel Micro Video Labs right here in San Pedro.
And let's be really clear about this. In the high-stakes B2B world, technical quality is not a vanity metric. A fuzzy webcam and echoey audio that subconsciously signals amateur and risk to a potential client. A professional standard, on the other hand, signals authority and competence from the first second.
This is what that professional standard really looks like. It's about creating dry audio, that rich, present sound with zero echo, which just sounds authoritative. And it's about cinematic lighting that lets people actually read your facial expressions, which is absolutely critical for building that visual trust.
And this is how you make it all happen without blowing up your schedule. A turnkey service should feel just like this. You walk in, the pro lights and mics are already perfectly set. You just sit down and do what you do best. Share your expertise. Then you walk out and get right back to running your business. No setup, no teardown, zero friction. You know, the most important way to think about this is to reframe it. It's not a marketing expense. It's an investment in a permanent, revenue-generating asset. Think of it like a digital salesperson that works for you 24/7 and never ever asks for a commission.
And really think about the cost of doing nothing. Every single day, your ideal clients are online searching for solutions. If they don't find you, they find your competitor. That invisibility, it's a direct tax on your revenue. It's costing you clients you never even knew you lost.
And so that really leaves us with one critical question to think about. In that crucial moment of need, when a high-value client in the South Bay is actively looking for help, whose face are they going to see, whose voice will they hear, and who is going to earn their trust first? Look, the technical barriers to creating incredible audio and video are lower than they have ever been. For all the professionals out there who are ready to claim their digital territory, the time to build your signal is right now.